not just Plantronics Bluetooth, but about Bluetooth in general. As you can see on this slide, we're going to talk about some Bluetooth terminology education. So we're going to go through the stuff as far as the terms you'll be hearing that apply across all Bluetooth. So I don't want you to think that this is primarily going to be pertaining to just Plantronics. These terms you'll be seeing today, and the training is going to go across all Bluetooth. Now, we're going to be talking about Plantronics more specifically because what we find is, of all the manufacturers out there, Plantronics does have the complete lineup as far as entry-level, mid-level, and premium level. So we'll be giving you the terminology and telling you how the different terms apply to different levels of Bluetooth out there. So it can, once again, help with your sales and give you guys the tools out there to really educate your customer. Now, keeping with that tune as far as the Plantronics family of Bluetooth, we're going to talk about Vocalist Service and the My Headset app. What are they? How do they help? What's the upsell feature there? How does it is going to pertain just to Plantronics. It's going to be about if you are carrying the Plantronics lineup, these little bits of tidbits of information will definitely help you as far as your upsell ability. But once again, just from learning the terminology and how they apply to Bluetooth, that is the most important message that we want to drive home. So whether you carry Jabra or Bluant or their lineups, just pay attention to the terms and how they pertain to the Bluetooth, and make sure you check what you guys actually have in your store and take the terminology that we're giving you and check out, do these that we carry have these terms? We'll give you the tools on how you can use these terms towards your upsell possibility. So really take that and look at it from that aspect as far as the training as we go through it. And then that goes right into point number 3. We're going to give you these, which I said can really help you increase your sales. Once again, through educating your customer, that's how you're really going to increase your sales. And then we'll lightly get into some of our hands-free laws. We'll give you the map so you can kind of figure out where you are and look and see what hands-free laws apply to you. And then we'll have some light questions and answers. And then one of the pieces that everybody loves for being on the training, whoever's on this training today will put you all into a hat, and then we'll draw one lucky winner. And that winner is going to be able to pick one Bluetooth that we're showing today for free, then we'll ship it right out. So just for being here, absorbing the knowledge, you'll have an opportunity to get a great Bluetooth. So with that, I'm now going to turn the training over to Jason Elkins.
Thank you, Byron. So I want to just talk about some of the terminology that you see and just kind of give you a little better understanding on, some of the terms. And, whether you're a seasoned sales rep or, you're just starting out, Bluetooth is one of the hardest accessories to sell because of all the different terms and short codes and whatever, and it can be overwhelming. So my goal is to give you some terminology that you actually will see on packages, on different websites, and just by you knowing a few of these, I'm not really expecting for you to know all of them, but just by knowing a few of them and then just passing that information along when you're qualifying your customer, you actually will see your sales grow. So that is the goal here. So we're just going to touch real quick through these terms as you can see on the slide. The first one is DSP, and that stands for Digital Signal Processor. So the only thing that you have to know about this is if you see any Bluetooth, whether it's on the packaging or you're looking at a sales flyer and it says it has DSP, that is basic. It's going to be your basic noise cancellation and noise reduction. You see a Bluetooth that doesn't have DSP, and it's going to primarily pertain to your mono Bluetooths where there's no noise cancellation or noise reduction, and that's going to be your lower price point. So as you can see, as we go through the terms, a lot of your mid-range and higher end are going to have more of these features versus some of your lower-end Bluetooths. The next term is EDR, which stands for Enhanced Data Rate. So, okay, why is that important? The main thing to focus on is if you see a Bluetooth that has EDR, that is the data rate. So that's the amount of data that's transferring back and forth between your device and your Bluetooth. So why is that important? If it doesn't have EDR, that means it's going to be a slower connection. If it has EDR, you're going to be using a little bit faster connection rate. The next two terms, SCO and ESCO, stands for Synchronization Connection Oriented Link. And just the basic thing to take away from this is just the availability to set up links. It's more of a secure connection. Again, why is that important? If you see a Bluetooth that doesn't have that, chances are when they are paired, the connection is unsecure or is more easy to be a corrupt connection. Whereas if it has SEO or ESEO, the ESDO, that just basically stands for enhance, and it's just another little enhancement where it's a little bit more of a secure connection. The next code I'm not really going to really hit on is SBC, and all that stands for is the subband codec, and that's just basically, you're going to see it in some of the different terms if you're doing any type of research. And basically, that's just allowing your Bluetooth to connect as far as a clean connection between your device and your Bluetooth. All Bluetooths that are on the market, all of them have SBC. I just kind of put that up there kind of as a FYI in case you see it, because it is there quite a bit. The next two terms, the next term, HSP, that just stands for headset profile. All of your mono Bluetooths all just classify as HSP. So if you see any type of terminology and you see that term, that basically just applies to mono Bluetooths. HSP, I'm pretty sure you're all aware of this hands-free profile, and that's just basically using a car kit instead of a Bluetooth to do your calls and stream music back and forth. LAP, you won't see this too often, but basically that's LAN access profile. So if you have a stereo Bluetooth and you're wanting to stream music and do speech to text, text to speech, all of those have that function. If it's a stereo Bluetooth, it's going to have LAP in it, as well as the next two terms. The next one is very important. You see a lot, which is A2DP, and basically that stands for Advanced Audio Distribution. Okay, what does that mean? Basically, that is allow you to stream music, podcasts, any type of music, Pandora, whatever it may be, from your device to your Bluetooth. And the last term is even more important, AVRCP, and that just stands for Advanced Remote Control. You can't have a stereo Bluetooth not have those two pieces. So the Advanced Remote Control, all that is the function that allows you to stop, pause, take a call, mute your music, and then go back and forth. So with those terms, I just gave you like the basic ones that you will see the most. Literally, there's over 50, 60 different terms that you see, which, like I said, can be overwhelming. So hopefully this will kind of clear it up. And the good thing is you will see these terms again. So, kind of plants the seed so you can kind of get more familiar with them. So the next topic we're going to talk about is actually the profiles, versions. A lot of people have confusion over this. Well, I don't understand the difference between, a 2.0 versus a 3 or whatever. So hopefully, again, just pay attention, jot a few notes down. This information hopefully will help you answer those questions when your customers are coming in and asking you. So as you can see on the next slide, the first one is version 1.2. Now you may ask yourself, well, is there a version 1? And the answer is yes, but it's pretty much been decommissioned. The version 1 Bluetooth version had very basic connection speeds. The connections were not secure, and it was very easy for someone to hack in and listen to your conversations. So that's why they introduced 1.2. So this is kind of like the starting point of all your commercial Bluetooths. No matter if you carry Blue Ant, Plantronics, Jabra, whatever it is you carry in your location, you're going to find that these versions are going to pertain to those as well. So with 1.2, the only thing you just need to know if you have a Bluetooth that says that is just basically it's a faster connection. So when you're doing the pairing, sometimes you have to enter 4 zeros to pair. That's basic 1.2 connection, and that's it. As you can see on the slide, the next is 2.0 plus EDR. So now we've introduced EDR, which stands for Enhanced Data Rate. So that means it's more of a secure connection versus the 1.2. And I just put, if you look on the slide, I just put this just for an FYI purpose, just to let you know the data rate on EDR is roughly about 3 megabits per second. And I'll explain more of that as we get farther into versions, why it's important to know that. So if we go to the next one, we introduce 2.1. So the only difference between 2.1 and 2.0 is SSP, which stands for Secure Single Parent. And basically what that is just the just more secure connection between your device and your Bluetooth. That's basically all it stands for. So the next one is 3.0. So there's a slight difference between what we just talked about in version 2.0 to version 3.0. On 3.0, as you can see, it does introduce the AMP. Basically, that's just over Wi-Fi. It's your MAC address, and everyone knows Wi-Fi usually sits at 802.11. So as I mentioned earlier with the data rate on EDR, as you can see on 3.0, now you're up to 24 megabits per second. And as you can see, it's either HS or not. You'll see Bluetooths that have both. Some will say it has HS and some it doesn't. The HS just simply stands for high speed. So basically, if it's a stereo Bluetooth, you're streaming music, 9 times out of 10 it's going to have that profile. The last version is version 4.0. There's a few that are coming out in the market, and this is the newest version, and it takes the best of 2.1 and 3.0 and combines them. And the only thing you need to know that it is coming. It's backwards compatible with all the Android phones and iPhone. It comes with a faster chipset, which is going to give you more features, more applications that you can do. And so it's just an overall more robust version of Bluetooth. So you will see more of those coming on the market. Probably third quarter, fourth quarter, you will see more of those creeping in. So the last thing I just want to touch on real quick is on the classes. So we've talked about some of the terminology you'll see. We went through the versions that you'd actually will see in your store. And now it comes to the classes. There's 3 types of classes. All the commercial Bluetooths that you carry are all class 2, which is about 33 to 36 feet. So the class is the range from your device to your Bluetooth, the distance. Class 3, you will see from time to time. It gives you a range of up to 15 feet. And this is very important. If you have a customer that comes in and you're talking to them about Bluetooth, and they say, well, you know what, I'm going to go down the street to the big box, or I'm going to go online. They have a Bluetooth for $9.99 or $10.99. All of those lower-end Bluetooths are all going to be Class 3 Bluetooths. Very rarely you're going to find a lower-end Bluetooth be Class 2. So again, it's just little things like that just to educate your customer and to say, well, you know what, Ms. Customer, you talked about you want to do, X, Y, Z. I recommend this Bluetooth over your online one that you were going to get, and this is the reason why. Not only are you showing the customer, you're showing value, but it also helps that you're looking out for the customer and you're not just trying to sell them a $60 Bluetooth. So with that being said, we're going to turn over to the 2 applications that are exclusive to Plantronics, and I'll turn that back over to Byron.
Thanks, Jason. As you can see, we went over the terms, the more specific terms of class, the definitions of the top, EDR, A2DP. Those pertain across all Bluetooths out in the market today. So those, like I said, I implore you to find out which ones you're carrying actually in your stores. Google it and find out what the features are, and then how those terms that we have given you can really pertain to that. So now I want to get on to more some specific things called the Vocalist service. This is really cool stuff. We went through the nitty-gritty. Now let's have a little fun with it. We're going to talk about the Vocalist service, which is this is strictly for the Plantronics lineup. So you won't see this in any other Bluetooth out there. But this is one of the selling features where if you have Plantronics or if you see some things, get with your buyer and say, hey, we saw some Plantronics item. This is what we think we should carry. And these are some cool features that really help you educate your customers and help increase your close rate with it. Now, the Vocalist service, what is it really? Basically, it's the premium app that allows you to communicate with social media. That's it. Now, what does that really mean in just simple terms? Basically, it means with many of the new hands-free laws out there, if you have a person that's using the phone a lot, the problem is they can't look at their phone and read the emails. They have to pick their phone up and look at text. that's all a hazard, and it's not safe. So now the Vocalist service, with many of the Plantronics units that we go through, you'll see it's free 1-year subscription when you purchase that item. And what it does is it allows you to do perform speech-to-text and text-to-speech functions. So now, if you're stuck in traffic, I see my friends posting on Facebook all the time, and they'll say, "Oh, stuck in traffic, what a drag." I know for a fact that they actually had to type that in there. But now with the Vocalist service and your Plantronics, you can actually just say the command, stuck in traffic, post to Facebook. And then we'll literally sync with your Facebook and post your speech, what you just said, and type it right in and post it for you. Also, transversely, if you're getting a text message, it'll read your text message to you. So no longer you have to look at your phone, take your eyes off the road, and read what the text message said. So now you can listen to your text messages and reply. Also the same thing with Twitter. You can do the exact same type features. Here's what the interface looks. It's very simple. You can download this, look at it on your phone. You can set some shortcuts up. It does work with Android, BlackBerry, and the iPhone, so it's a great piece. As I pointed out, you can listen and send text messages. So it's a really, really cool item when you're trying to get that deal closed in the Plantronics. You can point it out that it is a free feature. And we'll go over more specifically which ones it pertains to that it comes with free and the differences there. The next one is the My Headset app. That's the second app. This is a free app. And the benefit here is many times you have a customer that comes in, they buy a Bluetooth, and they say, wow, they get home, they don't know how to sync it, they're doing something wrong, and they're going to come back in your store and say, this Bluetooth does not work. I want to return my money, or basically they're just not happy with their overall experience. So, of course, as the sales rep, our job is to make sure that, one, we educate them at the point of purchase, but also with the My Headset app, it's going to really assure that when they're home, as you can see, it's going to help them make sure they sound check. It's going to give them an audio streaming demo to make sure that they're hearing the music properly. And it's going to help them link it to their actual Vocalist app. It's going to help them, more importantly, also pair their device to the Bluetooth. So that's usually one of the hardest and most challenging for an end user, is they do have that problem pairing it. They think they know how to do it, but usually 50% of the time they don't, and it causes frustration. So with this app, it's going to really walk them through that process. If they're buying it for the point that Jason had talked about, the A2DP, they want to stream music, they want to make sure that quality of that music is where they need it to be. So this is going to help them adjust their settings and do it for them, so the sound quality is right where they want it to be. But once again, they can really increase and enhance their experience there. So now, we learned about the two really cool applications, the My Headset and the Vocalist app. So now we're going to get into about 4 or 5 of the different Plantronics headsets and how these apps actually pertain to the actual headset. And we'll start seeing more of the terms that we talked about and how they apply to the actual headset as well.
All right. Thank you, Byron. So we're going to talk about the entry-level Bluetooths. Those two in particular we're going to kind of focus on, the M20 and the M50. So as you can see on the slide, it does start around $39.99. One thing you really want to pay close attention to, it does have version 3.0. So for an entry-level Bluetooth that already have 3.0, that's pretty strong offering that they have. As you can see on the noise reduction, it does have basic DSP. So again, we're throwing those terms back in. The talk time, 11 hours, which is really good for Bluetooth, and your standby is 16 days if you're not using it, and the charging time is about 2 hours. So the really main takeaway I want you to understand with this Bluetooth is, if you have a customer comes in and they're primarily wanting to do, they don't need all the bells and whistles. They're looking for something, they want to talk, they need it for on their commute or whatever. This actually might be a good Bluetooth you may want to steer them in. As you can see, you can pair 2 devices with this and take a call from either one. So again, it's not bad Bluetooth for the price. And on the next slide is going to be the next one we're talking about, which is the M50. So you can see we bumped it up $10, so it's now $49.99. It has all the same features. You can pair 2 phones. Now on the Bluetooth version, if you look now, it says 3.0 plus A2DP. So now you can actually stream music and podcasts as well with this Bluetooth. Again, as far as noise reduction, it has the same DSP. It has your same charging time and talk time. One thing I do want to stress is all the Plantronics line does come with the iPhone display. So what that is, if you have any Plantronics Bluetooth paired to an iPhone, at the top of your device on your phone, it's going to have a little meter that'll show you how much talk time you have left and when you need to charge your Bluetooth. So that's just a real cool extra you can throw in, especially if you're selling your customer an iPhone and they're looking for a Bluetooth, and especially if they want to listen to music, this might be a good fit for them.
And now we're going to touch on the mid-range. We're going to start seeing some of those features that we talked about, as far as the My Headset app, the Vocalist, and A2DP, as Jason pointed out. This one at CES show, this won many, many awards for Plantronics. As you can see, the MSRP is $59.99. It is actually Plantronics' smallest and lightest Bluetooth headset they've ever brought out. And that says a lot, because there are some small and lightweight headsets they've had out previously, but this one definitely takes the cake. As you can see, you can stream music, you have internet radio, it can read to you GPS directions, and also the My Headset app. And this one does include the Vocalist service, so if they buy this headset, they can get that 1 year free subscription. Now, another point I want to talk about is if you go to the bottom, you can look at the talk time and standby time, and notice that it's 5 hours talk time and only 9 days standby time. On the M50 and the M20 that Jason just spoke about, and I'll go back to them, your talk time and standby time, as you can see, was right around 11 hours, 16 days. So now you're looking at the mid-range that has Vocalist service. It's 5 hour talk time. So now you got to really start paying attention to when you're getting the information from your customer, when you're putting them into the phone, how much time does he talk on the phone? That's going to help you place him into the right phone. More importantly, also find out what kind of accessories you're going to start adding or trying to bundle with your activation, whether it's a portable battery option, which we used at our previous training. Now we're also giving you tools so you can start offering a Bluetooth option. So as you can see, this has 5 hours of talk time. So if he's a power user, he's going to use this. He's on the go. He needs to read his emails. He needs to listen to his text messages. He doesn't have an opportunity to multitask. This is where this type of headset comes into play. Also, you have to be wary of, like I said, it's the 5 hours talk time. So this is going to be a power user that's going to be out in the field, but he'll need it for short spurts, 2 or 3 hours at a time. He can get back to his office or home and then recharge it. The next good mid-range that Plantronics offers, as you can see, the MSRP is $69.99. This application, this one is used for someone that's out on the go, not really in a car, but outside. As you see, it does have one of the terms we talked about earlier, the DSP, which is will really, really help the Bluetooth reduce the wind noise. So this is where now, if you're talking to a customer and he's out in the field, outside, he's in really loud areas, he's going to really need some kind of sound suppression, because it's going to get really hard if all the ambient background noise as far as the people he's talking to. So this is the one that you want to start suggesting. As you see, it does have 6 hours of talk time, 10 days standby, but now you notice it only takes about 1.5 hours to fully charge this one. So this is another good mid-range Bluetooth, depending on what your customer's needs are.
All right, the next one is going to be the Plantronics M1100, which is called the Saver. The suggested MSRP, $79.99. This Bluetooth as well does feature the Vocalist and My Headset app. And one thing I do really want you to two things I wanted you to notice. On the one that the M100 that Byron just did and this one, they both have the same Bluetooth version, which is 2.1. Both of them include the EDR, which is for your secure enhanced data rate, as well as the ESCO, so you have a more secure synchronization connection between your device and your Bluetooth. On the noise reduction on the previous one was kind of a little bit of a twist of the DSP. It was called Dynamic, which Byron did mention it does filter out wind. As you can see on this Bluetooth, it has what's called Active DSP. The difference between Dynamic and Active is with Active DSP, it also has echo cancellation. So not only is it going to filter out all your ambient noise, background noise, it's also going to filter echo. So you may have some customers that really don't like Bluetooth because they hate that, they're talking and they hear the echo. Well, this might be a Bluetooth that you may want to put them in because that will solve that problem. The other thing I really want you to pay attention is, again, your talk time. So now we're down to 4 hours talk time, 7-day standby. But as you can see, the charging time also has come down significantly. It's now only an hour and a half to charge it. So if you have a power user and, this actually may work for them, they may have to still charge it, halfway during the day, but it's going to get them farther along than the M100. As you can see, it does feature A2DP, so it can do the full stream of music and podcasts, as well as the iPhone display. And one thing to really note, especially with the noise reduction, is this also features a triple mic. So most Bluetooths have one mic. The last one, the M100, had 2 mics. This one now features 3 mics. So you actually have a little broader spectrum when you're talking back and forth, as well as when you're doing speech-to-text or you're listening to music. This is going to be a real good premium Bluetooth. That would be a good option for most of your users. And the next one, this is a very important Bluetooth for Plantronics. This is the Voyager Pro HD. As you can see, it retails for about $100. The main thing is if you have any customers that come in and you're talking to them, and you're just talking in general about Bluetooth, and say they work for UPS, FedEx, maybe they're a long-haul trucker, this is going to be the Bluetooth that you're going to want to put your customer into. It does have a dual mic. Again, it does feature all the bells and whistles of the previous 2 with the My Headset app and Vocalist, as well as streaming A2DP if you want to do music. But as you can see on the noise reduction, it now features audio LQ2. And so if you see any Bluetooth that has that, and there's a few others besides Plantronics that features that, basically it's called WinSmart. So what it is, it's a screen that's stainless steel, and actually does a better job. It filters out all the noise, especially someone who's a trucker, engine noise, idling, driving out there on the road. This is going to be the Bluetooth for them. As you can see, it has about 6 hours of talk time, 5 days of standby time. As again, your charging time is about 1.5 hours. So the one main thing you want to really take away with this Bluetooth is, a trucker that comes in, this is one of the more favorable Bluetooths for Flying J as well as Pilot. This is one of their top-selling Bluetooth devices. So again, you have a trucker that comes in, and you've already identified that they are a trucker. You really want to make sure you mention this to them, because if not, you're going to miss sales, because when they're filling up and they stop the Flying J, it's on displays, it's by the cash register, so we'll make sure you capture every opportunity when you're talking to your customers about Bluetooth. And the last one we're going to talk about is the opposite. If you have someone who's active, on the go, you identify they work out at the gym, they like to stream a lot of music like I do, this is a great option. It's called Backbeat 903. Retails for about $80. Again, it's dual mic. It does feature, obviously, A2DP. It has noise cancellation. And the real cool thing that this one has, it also has bass boost. So what it does is it'll actually increase the bass as well as make your treble more clear as well. So it just doesn't make it louder. It actually makes it clearer and louder, so you can hear those highs and lows when you're streaming music. And like anyone knows, if you're really heavy into music like I am, that's very important. You want a Bluetooth that's going to have a good balance. As you can see, it features all of the terminology that we started at the beginning, as far as the A2DP, the AVRCP. Again, that's controlling your music. It does feature SSP. And this is important because if you have a gamer, a lot of gamers use this Bluetooth and they're playing with PlayStation 3, having that secure connection is very important, especially if you're playing Xbox Live or whatever and you're out there playing games. It does also feature the hands-free profile, so you can actually Bluetooth it to other devices, not just to your phone. And it also has the iPhone meter as well. So as you can see, we hit the whole spectrum with the premium. There's a lot of options that I feel your customers will be very beneficial. And if you're not carrying any of these Plantronics, I highly encourage to get with your store manager and say, I just had a good training. I want to start carrying some of these. And so Byron's going to do a little recap to kind of help you, get more in tune with the different ones, kind of as a recap.
Thanks, Jason. Okay, here's your graph going over all the Bluetooth that we had discussed. As you can see, you have good coverage from entry level all the way up to your premium level as far as your Plantronics that are available. So we really hope, we've eliminated, well, the price objection. I don't have enough. You have your entry level at $39.99, and we've proven that it's a very good quality Bluetooth. I definitely just want to take a step back and not say, okay, this isn't just the Plantronics lineup. Whatever manufacturer you're carrying, it's good to identify and break them down as far as your entry level, your mid, and up to your premium. So that's going to be your game plan as far as how you're going to present this to your customer. Because some, they're going to be more price conscious. They're not going to be able to afford a premium. But some are going to want more of the premium features, whether it's Plantronics or not. Of course, the Plantronics, you do have the Vocalist and the My Headset app, and you do have that complete lineup that's all housed by just one manufacturer. So whether you're kind of buying a couple different manufacturers, know the features. That's very, very important to know the features, and to listen to what your customer really, really needs. As you can see here, this is going to really increase your sales. When you're placing them in your phone, do you do a lot of driving? Are you a trucker? Things like that. Where do you work? These questions are important because in our previous training we talked about portable charging options. So when you learn about if your customer is out and about, they can use public transportation and they don't really have a means to charge their phone. Once again, now you're learning about portable power, but all this information can go across all your accessories. Now you're putting them into a hands-free device where they might be sitting in the public transportation and they're multitasking, and they're not going to have a way to actually talk on the phone. So now they need a Bluetooth device, or they're going to be driving in their car. Once again, they're going to need some type of hands-free device, whether it's corded or Bluetooth. But now we're showing them one of the biggest misconceptions is a lot of people really like to sell the corded headset because they feel that, one, the corded is the more affordable option, but that's not true. Many of your corded headsets out there, even MSRP $59.99, and we showed back with our M50 and M20, it has an entry-level price point of $39.99. So you're really, really going to be able to attack that price point objection and give them a Bluetooth headset if they might not want a corded device. So it comes back to asking questions, finding out all the information from your customer and using that to place them in their phone, but also to place them in the proper accessory that they're going to get the most benefit from. Because that's the objection. The objective here is to get them the best Bluetooth headset or the best accessory for them, because now you have a walking, talking billboard, as you always say, and you want them to refer you out there so you can get the easiest customer, which is a referral customer, back to your store. So those are some tidbits of information on how you can increase your sales through asking questions, and then placing them in the proper device that they need, and then going from there. So our next slide now, will be our last slide, and this is just the hands-free law by state. As you can see, depending on where you are, the hands-free laws vary. We're out here in California, so it's a full 100% hands-free legislation where there's no texting, no talking, no nothing on your phone. So if you're a store in California, you really should be attaching your hands-free device, whether it's corded or Bluetooth, because it's very, very necessary. And as we know now, many of the phones coming out also are not including the 3.5 corded application, because now you have an opportunity to upsell. Whether you're selling, like I said, a corded or a Bluetooth, the phones aren't coming with it anymore. So take that opportunity and make sure, find out where you are. As you can see in the red states, that's a novice driver law. And what that is people that have what they call a junior license. Every state calls it something different. Novice license, junior license, entry license, under 18. If you're under 18, you will need to have a hands-free device. So I guess they're figuring once you're now a professional or over 18, you're a little bit more educated and smart, and you can then talk and drive on the phone at the same time. But what we've seen is states that have that, they're eventually going to be transitioning over to more of a 100% hands-free law in place. So you see some states just have the green one, just texting ban, and you see the yellow one, it's treated as a distracting driving. So they're saying that ultimately you still can talk on the phone, but if the cop observes you and you kind of swerve out of the lane a little bit and he catches you on the phone, he can then pull you over. So once again, still, even if you're in a state that doesn't enforce the law, it's still good to suggest it, just for the safety aspect. Find out they have kids. You still don't want a mother or father driving around talking on the phone or texting if they have a kid in their car. So I'll definitely play up on that as well. Well, thank you guys very, very much. We hope we've really laid it out there as far as the painful part of the training, which is the terminology. That's always going to be the painful part, but then Lisa showed you the applications for it, and then kind of featured the Plantronics line to see how they play into it, and also some of the great features that Plantronics headsets had to offer. So if you have any questions, feel free. You can chat us. We'll be on the phone for another 10, 15 minutes answering your chat, or feel free to ask questions right now. And thank you again. Happy selling, and we look forward to seeing you all next month. Thanks again.